And again, you look at the talent here. Admittedly, Nilmar hurt quite a bit as the ball lifted in as Nilmar back launches it back across the face of goal. No Rossi for the year, and they've had to overcome the departure of Santiago Cazorla. So there have been some reasons, but this is still a team that's loaded with talent.
Still, and they show it at home. As we said, they've got a good record at home. It's not bad, that's for sure, but on the road they have been beyond desperate. But the injuries have really hurt them. The big one, of course, is Giuseppe Rossi, as you say. There's been no replacing him. And yeah, today, anything out of this game would be really, really welcomed by these fans who are used to European Champions League football. Remember when, not too long ago either, when this team was led by Riquelme, a wonderful footballing team it was. They still play slick passing football. Always been one of my favourite teams to watch, even in a season like this. But where there's Real Madrid have got the wonderful settling of Jose Mourinho, the yellow submarine have had to look at, well, they're looking at their third coach, and Martina may just be the man to help them turn this around. We saw him do it at Espanyol, of course. He was a real saviour there.
Deportivo as well. In fact, it was kind of strange by his second, third year as a hard hit in the midfield from Las. Maybe not intentional as he turned around, but it looks like a card will come out regardless.
Not too sure how truly intentional this was, but it really doesn't matter. Referee opinion feels as if he's really... Let's take a look at this. That's the high kick. I thought they collided with the bodies, but certainly Las a little bit too high, turning around, and he kind of do that. It's a good decision by the referee.
Iker Casillas.
Xabi Alonso saying, I remember that sort of tackle from somewhere.
Marcelo giving chase down the corner. Early cross in.
Beautiful.
Well controlled by Nilmar. Chips it back, but just on the wrong side of the chalk. Deflected, though. It will be a corner kick.
A fabulous play from the Brazilian, the ex-international man. Wonderful football. Lovely caressing touch to just fade away from Pepe, I believe. Unlucky.
From the corner flag, Marcos Senna whipping it in. Headed long and just off target. The Colombian Christian Zapata getting up in the air.
A nicely swung in corner and should have been defended a little better here. Zapata getting right over the top of Pepe, which takes some doing in itself. And again, the Yellow Submarine, a little bit unfortunate that nobody on there on the second touch of it. A couple of players lurking on that back post.
Chance in the midfield. Las can't get there. Senna pokes it into space, and Alvaro Arbeloa back to regroup. Former Liverpool man, in fact, quite familiar with Lotina time at Deportivo. Ball inside for Khedira. Starting to see what Real Madrid was looking for now that Khedira is healthy. And he's turning into an ever-present next to Xabi Alonso. One thing I know that you were looking for when you looked at the starting lineups. Nice touch by Marcelo, but cleared away into touch. It's Mesut Ozil out there and no Kaká.
Yeah.
So perhaps a chance for the young German to show his stuff, because for some reason it seems like the light hidden under the bushel when the Brazilian is out there. Arbeloa held on too long. Las.
Strange, because Kaká, the last game that we did as well, didn't have a bad game at all. Played especially well in the second half of his last match, and yet got pulled off the field by Mourinho.
Whips to the back post. Ozil tries to bring it down with the left, keeps it in play with the right, over Las. A long run out from Oriol and a collision. Play on. Poorly played by Real, though, and you can see a bit of fight. In fact, what was it? They were averaging less than 3 yellow cards a match through their first two managers, but since Lotina has stepped in. They're averaging nearly 5. He wants to see a bit of fight.
Pushing Ruben right off of the ball when the ball was nowhere near playing distance and drawing the ire of the fans there. And by the law of the letters, the rules, that should have been a free kick to the Yellow Submarine.
Ball drops, Senna sprints to get there, has a go, rattles it off of Alonso. Marcelo will track it down before it crosses the line. Marcelo, 3 goals in league. And you see what he's been able to do in Europe and in the Cup. Still just 23 years of age. Occasionally has that brain cramp.
Oh.
But arguably, Marcelo the best left back out there. Arbeloa. Gil behind. Arbeloa again holds on, but this time gets the benefit of the whistle, tripping over Senna.
Well played by the ex-Liverpool man. And a little bit hurried with his tackle there. Didn't get much of Arbeloa, but certainly sent him down. This is dangerous.
No, it's not Cristiano Ronaldo. This one all the way on the right side of the box, so more of a service.
For him. Great angle for him, for the red beard to float in. Probably looking for Sergio Ramos. It's always his favourite target.
Brazil's there as well, and he could also serve it. He takes the stride, but it will be Alonso all the way for Pepe across the face, and Zapata knocks it out for safety.
Serves diamonds. Serves diamonds. Xabi Alonso picks him out beautifully in that back post, floats, stings it across all of the yellow shirts and drops it right onto the head of the big Portuguese man.
Whipped in, top of the 6, headed clear by Nilmar, it appears, playing some defense. Alonso settles out wide. Former Werder playmaker retreats, and now all the way back to Arbeloa. Seen that quite a bit. It used to be Sergio Ramos at the back post, but people got used to that. Pepe has stepped up to the challenge this year.
Well, you could see they were all tightly marked up right before Xabi Alonso sent it into the danger area, but the ball was so perfectly delivered, there's just no marking it.
Arbeloa got a little lazy. Blasted forward into space. Casillas will have to come out of the box and calmly plays it. Beautiful touch for Las. However, Brazil dispossessed by Senna. Across for Angel, who's playing in the midfield. Mario Gaspar actually out of that right back spot. So they do have some extra defenders, as you might expect, against a Real Madrid squad looking for its 90th goal of the season. Slotted in and on. Trying to get there.
Fabulous
Marco
from
Ruben denied.
Casillas. Wonderful ball, splitting open Real Madrid's back line. And Ruben is onto it, but Iker Casillas anticipates it. That split second earlier. It's wonderful leaving of the line from Iker. And he just arrives there in the nick of time.
Be worth another look. Casillas has had to be busy so far in these opening 12 minutes. Here they come again. Nilmar tries to control. The ball rattles away for Ruben, the young Argentine. Denied by Ramos, and then Alonso pokes it free.
The type of quality football this team in yellow plays and is playing here tonight, it just is amazing that they are perilously close to the relegation zone. Really, you're missing a player like Rossi, who scored 34 goals last season, Phil. And that is an enormous cannon. A wonderful, vibrant Giuseppe Rossi.
And Santi Cazorla, who Real Madrid knows what he can do just from their last game.
Well said, absolutely.
Benzema tries to cut in, deflected away. Mario Gaspar up the line. Another good run from Nilmar, gets to the inside of Ramos.
Magic.
Into the box. Can he get around Pepe? No. He had 2 men on the near side, but couldn't get it there.
Well, he also had Ruben streaking into the box as well, away from his marker, but Nilmar feeling as if he could take it past the last defender with his last touch. He did so much, so good for so far, but then the delivery of that little dagger ball into Ruben is what was needed.
Was he inside for Ronaldo? Las, who's shown some foot skills this year that we weren't quite sure were there, but still awaiting his first goal of the season. Over to Marcelo. Khedira. Back for Ramos. Disguised well. Slots in for the Frenchman. Benzema has a hard time, but now drops it back for Khedira. Got stuck a bit, but a strong left-footed shot grabbed by Lopez.
It's not too strong, is it? Easy pickings for Lopez. I would have thought that maybe that little first-time ball into Cristiano Ronaldo was lurking inside of the box. Might have been the one for Khedira to play, but Yellow Submarine up against the singular best team in La Liga on the road. Nobody has got a better record than the Royal Whites.
This time Marcelo sends it, but it spins off the boot. Kept in play on the near side. As he dropping it back, here's Arbeloa, cuts to the inside. Now drops Benzema.
Good tackle.
Poke free. Clattered down by Senna for the foul.
The first tackle from Bruno was tremendous, and then Marcos Senna tries to replicate it. That's a decent tackle, but there you see Senna just too hurried. 2 or 3 like that today, Marcos Senna. He's usually a lot more cleaner. He's been put on warning this time by the referee. Another great position for Xabi Alonso. See what he did with the first one, and he dropped it right onto Pepe's head.
Is he looking eye to eye? Will they change things up?
Maybe.
2 men in the wall. Lopez leaning to the back post.
Yep, this is Ozil.
About a yard off his line. Whipped to the 6 and headed up and over, and Ramos is going to want that one back.
Well, he ain't going to get it back. He should have had this one buried in the back of the net, because the German international is absolutely magnificent with the delivery. How much better can it get? It doesn't get any better. He just needs to steer it down, hit the target. He's rattling it in. Here's that earlier one. Lovely ball through, and Casillas, man. Absolute jungle cat off of his lane.
Chance back in play, and again it's Villarreal.
Played.
Trying to sneak inside. Connie is there, but they can't get it. And it's Xabi Alonso dropping back to safe. And again out wide for Marcelo. Is there a danger of Villarreal almost getting caught upfield? Because they're not hesitating to go forward.
They're fighting for their lives, Phil. This is a drowning man Real Madrid's playing. And the Yellows are doing a damn good impersonation of turning into Jacques Cousteau here, because they are doing incredibly well underwater. They really are. Playing with good attacking, fearless football, and Angel Latina sent them out believing by the looks of it.
Vilmar made the move to the inside, but this time poked free. Sergio Ramos, the 25-year-old ex of Sevilla, whipped into space, but
was trying to fit in the Yellow Submarine into that Jacques Cousteau, but I just couldn't find a way to get it in there. But you know what I mean. They're playing some lovely football. And again.
Inside, Connie controls. Loss on his heels, the shot just whistles wide.
Sometimes you wonder with Iker Casillas if he is superhuman. Take a look at this, how he pulls away from it. If he's got the angle right and it's on target there, I really believe Iker would have had that. It was a great effort by Cani, another one of the players that are vastly underrated in my opinion. Wonderful footballer, lovely passer of the ball, Cani.
Home fans wanted a foul, not going to get it. Villarreal looking for victory that has been eluding them of late. Haven't won since middle of February against Granada. Got blown out by a struggling Mallorca.
Well, that may be all well and true, Phil, but here at home, they've taken 21 of the 27 points. That's not too bad.
5-6-2. Zero over for Marcelo. Has a go with his left foot. Just got under it a bit. After Mallorca, they were held at home by Athletic, fell against Zaragoza, lost at home against Getafe, and then lost at Levante. After this match, Rayo Vallecano on the road in Madrid, and then back home against Espanyol. When you're at the bottom of the table, every game is a big game.
I cannot believe that with this man in charge and the talent that's out there, that the Yellow Submarine will take the final dive this year. But they need round about 18 points to stay up. And that's 18 points out of the games, including this one, which is 11 games, I believe, should be able to be executed.
Zapata for Bruno, who took a second touch and then gets whacked.
Lead on.
Long ball forward. Ramos stripped. Nilmar in, and it's St. Eker with another miraculous save.
Astonishing, heart-stopping stuff from Iker Casillas. Beautiful ball over the top. The advantage was played. Sergio Ramos swings and whips on it, and this is bad finishing from the Brazilian. He's wonderful here to get possession, but surely should have dragged it to the side and just kissed it home with his left foot.
Out for the corner kick. Looked like he was trying to split Casillas' legs.
Great refereeing as well, I've got to tell you. There was an infraction deep, and it was being against Real Madrid, but he allowed play to continue, and he was nearly rewarded.
Zapata's header just off target. Ruben getting a yellow for protesting. Real Madrid victory at Betis, which wasn't easy. And then the big win against CSKA in Europe. The last-minute draw against Malaga has cut the lead in league to 8 points. And they do have that game at the Camp Nou coming up. So conceivably, if Barcelona wins at home, 5. Pepe goes down. This time the whistle does blow. What that means is Barcelona realizes even if they do win at home, they need Real Madrid to stumble twice more to have any hope for a crown.
Well, Barcelona fans looking in on this and thinking that this is going to be another one of those nights where Real Madrid get out of it here, because really, in all honesty, they should be at least 2 goals down here. When it doesn't go in for you like that, you really start to wonder if it's going to be your night. Cristiano taking a dive, nothing given.
Ball launched forward. Will this be one of those stumbles for Real? Play on, says the ref. Or does he?
I mean, some really bad finishing has been the saviour for Real Madrid here tonight. They've been looking at chances created beautifully by the Yellow Submarine, and Iker Casillas again has been their saint. Big time. We're only 20 minutes in.
Arbeloa.
Go back
double
to
teamed.
The Giuseppe Rossi exclusion, Phil. As influential as Cazorla was, but when you're hitting the back of the net 34 times last season, and you see the type of finishing, non-power that Villarreal are displaying here tonight, they're missing the main marksman, and it's just too big a talent to replace. That is the biggest ingredient that is missing from.
Ball not stopped sufficiently. Let's move it back, says Paradas. And Ray, what you're talking about, we already saw from Marco Ruben earlier. So much talent from the young Argentine through River and then the Villarreal system, but in many ways over the last couple of years, he's been forced in a bit early. Rossi last year really starting to come into his prime, and Ruben has been unable to equal that.
big rumours that Giuseppe Rossi will be on his way at the end of this season after he gets over his injury as well.
Might have already played his last. Ozil to the back post. Lopez got a fingertip to it, but was bumped in the process. No call on the ref.
Yeah, I thought so as well, Phil. But that Lopez definitely got a little bit of a push in, but he doesn't. He comes and claims this one, and what the celebration is for, really, seeing his thanks to Sacchio.
So, Real Madrid getting the corner midway through the first half. Whipping away from Lopez, who plays his line. Zapata actually heading that back towards his own goal. Lopez couldn't stop it. They'll try it again. Now, looking for Ramos. Las keeps it alive. Trying to step in was Oriol. Las wins it back.
Strong
Zapata.
play there by Las Diarra.
Marcelo with Pepe playing traffic cop.
He needed to win that one, Las Diarra, because Real Madrid were really stretched. Had a lot of players attacking that corner.
Dumping it in over Pepe. It's a foot race, and Nilmar forces the clearance. Pepe will normally try and play that one, but after he saw what Nilmar did to Ramos earlier, discretion the better part of valor. Oriol off the throw, gets it back onside. One-on-one with Alonso. He'll settle for the corner. Smart play from Villarreal under Lotina. In fact, there had been some fear that they would just pack it in. And as you said, with Villarreal having the reputation for the beautiful game that they do, a lot of Villarreal fans were not that sold on Lotina's arrival. An in-swinger that sails long. Zapata can't get it. Pepe getting ahead.
Certainly a danger, Zapata in the air. He hasn't been quite right so far, but Villarreal certainly going to his well time and time again, and he's winning basically everything, but the direction off of his head was Zapata just not quite there.
Almost put one in the goal. It was his own.
Yeah.
25th minute ticking to a close. Nice disguise. Connie with the canny play.
Lovely.
Gets it back. Top of the box. Center the late run. And just wide of the target.
It's magnificent from Canny again. Tell you, man, this number 10 for the Yellow Submarine, such a wonderful player. Takes Las Diarra to the cleaners, tries pulling it back, and I'm not sure if it is truly intended for Senna in the end. The pass beats the first yellow shirt, and then Senna following up very, very well, and takes a real humdinger towards Casillas, just not accurate enough again.
All the way back, and Lopez, token pressure from Benzema. Little miscommunication. Finally, Ramos up and over the back, but offside the call as Nilmar coming back. You can already see a change in tactics, and you wonder whether it will be Las Diarra who's carrying a yellow. Get to the specifics in a moment. We're trying to get a bit more on the attack. A push down right in front of the ref. No call. The only whistles coming from the stands.
Maybe thinking he needs that little bit of extra craft rather than the graft in the midfield. Sending in a player that's known to produce an exciting spark for Los Blancos. I think you might be right, Phil. It may be Las Diarra sitting on that yellow card that gets the shepherd's hook.
Although Diarra has played well. Zil with Benzema. Oh, beautiful sneak through two. Benzema gets the bounce, but Zapata plucks it away. Then gives it right back to Marcelo. Connie playing some defense.
Good ball.
Right to Ronaldo, onside, in for Arbeloa. Gets it back to Ronaldo. In the air, Oriol, nice ball inside, appealing for a handball, but right off the chest of Musacchio. Now out for Ruben, who couldn't get there in time. Ramos. Long for Marcelo. For Khedira, getting it back, but he had to go around Marcos Senna in the process.
Ball back from Benzema.
Out wide, Ronaldo. He's migrated to the right flank, trying to get past Oriol, and does, and gets side down in the process. Oriol looking at the linesman, pleading his innocence.
No, he's a jailbird. Oriol gets basically taken to the cleaners by the acceleration of the Portuguese man. It's a wonderful burst of speed by Cristiano, under control, rounding the bend, and Oriol just wipes him out. There can be no complaints. Yep, good call.
I don't think it would have been, although again, Khedira has turned into a Mourinho favorite, but the yellow card kind of tilted it.
It's not just the yellow card, although that is a crucial point that you make, Phil, but it's also the fact that Real Madrid under weather a little bit in certain times and just not creating enough, so he had both problems solved by pulling out Lass, who, as you said, had done a good yeoman's job in that midfield, battling away.
Different look from Callejon, though. Xabi Alonso, two men about 3 yards off the goal line in the wall. Soft touch. Ball bounces in off the head of Benzema, but right to Lopez.
Well, so unlucky that he doesn't get a little bit of an angle away from this. He doesn't see it till the last nanosecond because it drops right onto his head. And Sergio Ramos jumping up in front of him, and he cannot direct that header just away from Lopez. Good ball.
Now a chance with 3 on the break. It's Musacchio, the center back. Now Ben, his fellow Argentine, goes down in a heap. Apparent foul against Marcelo, but play on, says the referee. Angel to Gaspar. Musacchio showing some wheels, and then he gets tangled with Marcelo.
See, that's that ball from Canny that I'm really not sure. I think he meant it for Mario. See the ball just slip by Mario there, and then Senna following up.
Back a few years ago, before his injuries, weren't many better at the free kicks. He hasn't quite refound the touch, but it's there. 4 men in the box and 2 more lurking on the outside wearing the yellow.
Zapata here again. Nobody picking him up.
Ball launched over Musacchio. Zapata on the back post, chested down by Arbeloa. They'll head to the corner flag and try it again.
Khedira showing Zapata a lot of respect, standing off of him, not getting too close to him, and then the ball somehow finds its way through the Forest players and drops right down.
Only 1 of Villarreal's 5 shots on goal. Only 2 of Real's 6 shots on target. Whipped in. Casillas plays his line. And the side volley from Nilmar goes wide. He's saying he was pulled down.
He hasn't got much time to get on the end of this one. See, look at that shirt getting absolutely pulled back. How does the referee not see that? I mean, truly.
Arbeloa.
Yep.
I guarantee you, even if the ref didn't see it, Mourinho did. You can't risk that. From a Real Madrid perspective.
That is absolutely shocking.
And it might not be able to blame the referee, maybe from the angle, but the linesman, I mean, that's literally a big yellow flag. And this time they'll call the foul against Villarreal, and it looks like a card coming out. It's Mario Gaspar in the book. 7th foul against Villarreal, only 1 against Real Madrid. Which is nothing compared to what we just saw from Arbeloa. You see a bit of steam in the air when the players breathe. Just high humidity. It's not really that cold. Still above 50 at kickoff. Uh, 37 free kicks from Ronaldo. No goals in league. This one gobbled up at the near post by Lopez.
Pepe is annoyed at himself that he doesn't get just a little touch on this. Take a look at Pepe running in, and he's literally an inch away from making contact right there. Unlucky.
Off to the near side, João Oriol splits the team defense. Nice touch from Ruben. Back for Senna. Here's a little bit of that submarine style, although not looking over his back, Bruno, and here comes Ronaldo. Ronaldo hoping for a run that's never going to come. Oriol chipping it, and Arbeloa plucks it away. Back for Pepe. Nice on the long switch to Marcelo. Just under a dozen minutes left in regulation, and another foul against Villarreal.
Wonderful run from Marcelo. Always super tricky. He dives in between the two yellow shirts as they're coming towards him, but he does it with wonderful control right there, just about to slip in between the two yellow shirts. It's clipped.
Now into the middle, headed down by Pepe. Into the ground, and a calm bounce into Lopez's hands.
Terrible header. Terrible header. The beautiful ball that finds him again. He's just got to really hit any of the net target, and it would have found its way in. But he goes, as you say, Phil, down with a bouncing header. By his standards, he will be absolutely infuriated with himself. Usually a far better header of the ball than this. He's just onside, got a clear header.
Nice control. Real Madrid starting to choke the possession away. Launched in, an easy grab for Lopez.
Well, tide's turned a little bit now. It's Real Madrid that's missing the sitters. And Villarreal getting away with a bit of lady luck on their side.
Nice run. As he's down the line, Bruno, the slightest bump, and out into touch he goes.
Again, this is a much earlier one. That's the one that he pulled back, and then the same man gets another handful of shirt, and it's like laundry on a line. And really, Arbeloa getting away with a lot. You make a point, Phil. The referee might have been blinded by one or two players in that traffic there, but man with the flag, how we cannot see that amount of jersey getting pulled for so long is pretty amazing.
Again wanting the call, don't get it. Khedira stumbled as he touches and can't catch up.
Don't believe all of the ball goes over the full line. Arbeloa recognising that ball's maybe going to be squared by Nilmar. That's not the worst one. Here it is. This one here is absolutely grand larceny.
Off the clearance from Lopez. Again, it's a 6-point gap at the moment, but should Villarreal get the victory, it would be down to 5. And then again, from that battle for La Liga, all it would need would be one more stumble from Real Madrid if Barca can win at home. Another foul, and let's just say Parada stocked up on yellow cards because he's about to pull out his second against Real, and he's already shown 3 to Villarreal.
Wonderful play by Cani here. Turns away from Alonso beautifully. Xabi Alonso just trying to stab the ball away with his toe poke tackle, but certainly caught Cani. It's not the most atmospheric of venues, this place, but very knowledgeable crowd, enjoying the way their team is playing, that's for sure.
Bruno to the middle, top of the 18. Marco Ruben got ahead to it, but a weak effort that goes wide.
If anything, they've just been a little bit lax in concentration in the defence, and you can see the same thing at the other end of the pitch. A little lack of focus with the killer touch for Villarreal in face of the wonderful Iker Casillas, who saved Real Madrid's bacon 2 or 3 times. But in the midfield, they're really jousting sword and shield with Real Madrid and giving as good as they get. Mesut Özil a little quiet for Mourinho, not influencing his personality on this game too much. It's been really give and take type of game, hasn't it? Ebb and flow to both teams.
Well, ebb and flow until the last few minutes when it seems like the cards have an expiration date on them. Of course, Paradas does come with a bit of a reputation. Issued 7 cards in his last match, 6 before. In fact, twice he's been in double digits this season. 11 in one and 12 with a red card in another. He's already got 5, and we're not at the half yet.
Well, it was said in the preview that this team in yellow, their problems haven't been in front of their own fans as much as they have been absolutely magnified tenfold on the road. And you can see why.
Oh, lifted, but then stripped away by Marcelo. Cani living up to his nickname. Bumped down. 4th foul against Real. Quickly restarted. Maybe too quickly. Feel on the nice give and go, but held up a bit. Appears to be winded. Up steps Zapata. Actually, no, Senna on the turn. Dumping it in. Having to wait for it was Angel, but it's out for a throw-in.
But Marcos Senna would have been able to lead Angel deeper into that corner flag area with a stab ball over the top, because Angel was waiting on that back line of Real Madrid. And again,
to the end line, kept it from crossing for the goal kick, but Mario Gaspar has to give up a throw-in. You can see Villarreal throwing bodies up. 4.5 minutes left in the first half, trying to win it back. Nice step up by Mario. In for Cani. To the top of the box, deflected away and then cleared by Khedira. Played all the way back to Lopez. There's Zapata. Nice ball.
There's just way too much culture in this yellow team, isn't there, for a team to be buried in, 5th place in the Primera of Spain. It's bewildering to me.
6, 9, and 12. 27 points. And if Real Madrid wins, they could find themselves as low as 19th, next to last, with time running out.
Amazing.
Meanwhile, Real Madrid will be first, win, lose, or draw, but the collars will get a bit tighter if they stumble for the 2nd straight game. They've been winning the close ones this year, some manner, any manner. Let 2 points slip away at the final play against Malaga. Knotted down into the middle, but there was no one there. Senna clears. Cani didn't spot Alonso. Back for Ramos. 23-2-2 meanwhile for Real Madrid. Nice ball. Özil launching it, tempting Diego Lopez.
Had a bad ball into the area, but it splits between Benzema and Cristiano.
Here's Marcelo. Callejon. Clash of 21s. And Bruno might have gotten away with one. In for Benzema. Shot to the
very acute angle, and that's the man I thought he was going to pick out. Take a look again. Magic from Marcelo. Benzema doesn't even raise his head to look for Cristiano, who's lurking at the back post. Maybe should have been razzling this across the face of goal, because here you'll see Cristiano Ronaldo gets away from his marker. He's open. He needs it played into that back post for a tap in.
Zapata was there, but if it gets past him, it's a goal. Now, 2 minutes remaining. Play on, says Paradas. See from the midfield, in for Benzema, pushes it wide. Ronaldo tees it up into the back of Oriol. Falls for Callejon, and his shot sails high. And whistles from the crowd. Although I think when they head to the refreshment stand and the restrooms at the half, they'll be pleased with the way that Villarreal has played. Well,
they'll not be pleased with the finishing, that's for sure, Phil. They'll be shaking their heads and saying, you know what's going to happen in this game, because we see it all too many times when the team is really in a battle against the more favoured team, and they're clashing swords with them nicely and doing enough to be ahead. You cannot let fish off the hook against a team like Real Madrid.
Ball deflects off Ruben. As you saw, Silvino Loro, the former Portuguese goalkeeper, next to Aitor Caranca on the coach's bench. At least in the dressing room, you can say my guy's doing the job, because Iker Casillas has kept Villarreal at bay. Inside, Zapata, a diving header, sends it out for the corner. Take another look. Offside, but you could say passive. He stopped running. And there, a little grimace when he sees that on replay. Slight limp as we are almost done with our initial 45. The one thing we've talked about numerous times, especially the second half of the season, Real Madrid still in the running for the Champions League, and you know that's the trophy they want. I wonder whether it's going to distract them down the stretch as these games continue to pile up. Barcelona still has a cup final to play. Azul fakes the pass, takes one touch, far side Ronaldo, pokes it for Marcelo. It's almost stripped away Musacchio, and now it rattles back to midfield. Pepe gets there just in time and takes a hit for his efforts. Play on.
The Musacchio that comes in, it's a free ball in between them, and Pepe knows that he's got to win this, because behind him there's a mile of space between him and Casillas, and Musacchio and Neymar would have been in. And Pepe gets the ball, and he gets a hand across the face, I believe, from Musacchio right there. Oh, he clips him. Actually,
maybe even the elbow.
I would think it's his boot. I think it's his foot that actually just comes up and catches him. I'm not so sure that it was fully intentional, though. But that's brave play by Pepe. He's just saved his team again.